Let's see. Let me make sure this shit is going. All right. I think we are making it happen. You feel me? I think we are making it happen. All right. So we are doing this again. It's your boy, Mr. Locario, the bad boy of the dating game. What's good? So, real quick before, if people start jumping up in here, I wanted to talk real quick about how your game can make you more attractive to women. All right? Justin, what's good? What's good, my dude? What's good? Oh, yeah, the call-in number is 646-481-3901. And before I get into anything, Success Journey was popping. Before I get into anything, I got to announce that I'm doing a live seminar on March 25th. Okay, I'm going to give you guys some more information about that soon. I'm going to have all, the tickets set up so you guys can purchase your tickets. But March 25th in New York City in Times Square, I'm doing a live seminar. It's called the Bad Boy Seminar. It's going to be off the fucking hook, okay? So we're going to make this happen. What's going on in the GYM 24/7? What's good? You from Houston? That's what's up. So real quick, I wanted to talk about how a guy's game can make him more attractive to women, right? So I was actually talking to a friend the other day, and he was telling me how he was, trying to get with this girl, and, shit wasn't really working out, and then, he tried to holler at this other chick, and, the shit wasn't going on. Suzuki, the number is 646-481-3901. Let me type that in the chat room real quick. 646-481-3901. Right? So he was basically saying he was having all this trouble dealing with chicks, right? And so what I noticed about him, and this happens for a lot of guys, is that he's dealing with her in a way that's making himself look like he's not valuable, like he's low value. You understand what I'm saying? And a lot of times, you guys are going to have issues with women because if you are coming at them or interacting with them in a way where they feel like that, you're not confident, they feel like that they are better than you, you understand, they're not going to want to fuck with you. All right, let me see who's calling real quick. I'm going to get back into this. Yo, what's going on? Who's calling?
Hey, what's up, Mr. Locario? This is, my name is Dom from Texas.
What's poppin', Dom? What's going on?
What's up, man?
Chilling.
I've sent you questions in the past, man. I don't know if you remember me.
Okay.
I did one about the Puerto Rican chick.
Okay, I think I remember that one. Because I get so many emails, man. It's crazy.
Yeah, I know, man. So to follow up with that situation, so I did kind of leave her, of course,
right.
Started talking to other females.
Mm-hmm.
But something happened recently, because we still work together, right?
Right.
Basically, I was leaving work one day, and I saw her crying,
right?
And I kind of just comforted her or whatever. She told me it had something to do with her family,
right.
And then I kind of made out with her for a little bit. That had never happened.
Right.
And then I texted her later on that day and was like, "Hey, when you free to get together?" And on the text, man, she was really cooperative. Yeah, she took off a day to work just to see me and all this.
Right.
We both took off a Wednesday, or I forgot, Wednesday or Thursday. We both took off so we could so I could meet her and date her and stuff. And then on the text it was really cooperative. She she had all these emojis and stuff. So I was like, "Oh, I'm in,"
right.
Finally. And then the day of the date, she freaking flaked. She made up one of those, she made up one of those bullshit excuses my so and so, it's my friend's dog, all that crazy.
I'm sick or somebody's dying, one of those joints?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, one of my friends in her car. I'm like, come on.
Right. When did this happen? When did this date was supposed to happen? When did this occur? This is a couple weeks ago, or how long ago was this?
This happened about 2 weeks ago, before 2017 started.
Okay,
so
cool.
Probably the last week of 2016. Yeah.
And so did she hit you back? Did she holler at you?
Yeah, no, she so I was she was what did she say? she was like, "Oh yeah, I can't," because she made up that bullshit excuse.
Right.
So I was like, "No problem, just just hit me up with I was like, when will you be free again?" And she was like, "I don't know. I'm gonna need a rain check or something." I don't even know what a rain check is.
Oh man, these chicks. Yo, let me tell you something. Anytime you guys are dealing with a girl, right? You always, and when she flakes, you always got to look at how she does it. Because I always say you got to see if she's the one who's trying to reschedule, or if she's just saying, "Oh, my bad," and just leaving it at that. Because there's certain times where a girl, she's feeling you, and there are times when things come up. And she'll be like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, I can't see you, but are you free, Saturday or something that we could get together, right?" Now, that chick you take, you could like take a little bit more seriously. You could probably like, "All right, cool, let's do Saturday, whatever." You understand? But if a chick just says, "Yo, I'm sorry, I can't make it. I'm staying this and this and happen," and then she doesn't do a counter, that's a chick who, you're gonna end up just having to charge to the game. You understand what I'm saying? So
yeah, and I charged her in the past, but that's the thing. Like, we made out that day after, so I was like, maybe she was just feeling it in the moment, or she just wanted attention, and later on she was like,
Right, and that can happen too. That can happen too, because so the chick's all about how they feeling at that moment. You feel me? So at the moment she's all vulnerable and shit, and she's like, and then later on it's like a whole different fucking story. You feel what I'm saying? So
I was like, when she was crying and stuff, we made out. I was like, "Oh damn, I'm finally in," I had left her. I hadn't talked to her for about since I seen that about 3-4 months. So I had completely left her.
Right.
I started talking to other chicks and everything. I forgot about it, and I saw her crying. I was like, "Well, damn, let me just." I didn't know it was gonna lead to making out and stuff.
Right.
So I thought I was in.
And see,
I guess not.
You know what? And you know what the thing is? The thing is this, man. Like, and this is for any of you guys out there listening. If a chick flakes on you, right? And like I was saying earlier, if she does a counter day, you say, "All right, cool." Like if you free that day, then you're like, "All right, cool, let's make that happen." Or sometimes, even if a chick does a counter day, sometimes what I do is if she says, "Oh, I'm sorry, I can't meet you. Can we meet on Saturday?" And I say, "Well, I'm not sure. Let me check my schedule. I'll hit you back." And then sometimes I'll just hit her back like an hour later or later that day and say, "All right, I'm good." But if a chick doesn't say to you, "Hey, my bad, can we see each other another day?" What it sounded like this girl did, she was just like, "Oh, I'm sick," or my dog died, and that's that. And she just left it there. Now, usually what you should do in most cases, you got to charge us to the game. Now, what happens is sometimes those girls will hit you back, right? And when a girl like that hits you back, when she doesn't present a counter day or another day to do it, when she all of a sudden out the blue hit you back, let's say it could be next week, it could be next month, it could be whenever. The thing is, you have to, and listen to this, guys, you have to, and this goes along with what I'm talking about today too. You have to make sure that you bring up the fact that she flaked on you if you're going to go see her again. Okay, so for example, if this chick calls you again, let's say she calls you next week or next month or whatever, and she want to get together and all that other shit, because you, at this point, don't contact her at all. She's done. You feel what I'm saying? As far as you're concerned. But if she hits you up, right, what you need to do is, you can say, she'll be like, "Oh, hey, what's up, blah, 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 this and this and that." And then now, if you're talking to her and you say to her, "Hey, listen, if you want to get together, she has to do something," meaning she has to take you out and pay for it. She has to, buy you drinks. She has to do something. She has to do your laundry. She has to do something. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Something has to be done in order for her to see you. If nothing is going to be done in order for her to see you, then you're setting up a dynamic to where it's going to be, she's basically going to keep playing you and she's not going to respect you. You understand what I'm saying? So there has to be it's like a fucking tax for flaking. You understand what I'm saying? Because you have to let her know, like, look, this isn't cool, right? But you're not saying it in a way where you're upset. You're not saying it in a way where you're frustrated. You're saying it in a way where, look, if you want to fuck with me, you got to understand that you can't be flaking. Now, since you flaked, you have to make it up. You understand what I'm saying? So and I've done that plenty of times with chicks where chicks will hit me back and they'd be like, "Oh, so what are you up to this weekend?" I'm like, "Oh, so you want to see me?" She'd be like, "Yeah." And I'd be like, "Well, listen, last time we were supposed to get together, you flaked. So what I'm going to need you to do is, to make it up, I need you to take me out to dinner." You understand? And then the chicks who are really feeling you, they'll do that. You feel what I'm saying? But you got to make sure you do that so you separate yourself from all the other guys who are just going to, take it and just do whatever. You feel what I'm saying? It's very important that you do that shit. You feel me?
So that's basically a respect thing. Like,
exactly.
in order for her to respect you, You
Exactly.
gotta make sure that it's clear that she knows, like, if you want to fuck with me, you gotta make it up.
Exactly, and this is the thing too. What I tell guys, yo, like, because the title of this episode, I put how your game will make you more attractive to women, right? And the thing that a lot of guys don't understand, and this is very, very important. This will change a lot of the ways that you actually get things done, right? Women, I'm gonna tell you this right now. Women only respect men who they feel are on their level or better than them. Do you understand what I'm saying? I'm gonna say that again. Women only respect men who they feel are on their level or better than them. You understand? And better is an opinion. You understand? But the thing is, when you display certain qualities or when you do certain things, it basically it sends a message. So everything you're doing when you're interacting with a chick sends a message. So if you are the type of guy who's gonna just like, she flakes on you and you're just gonna take her back without, whatever, that sends a message to her that you're not a high value guy, because a high value guy wouldn't deal with a woman like that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or wouldn't let a chick just do whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're the type of dude who's like, okay, look, you flaked on me, but you got to do this, then it shows her that you mean business. Same thing as a high value guy is not going to call a chick 10 times a day and run up on her and try to sweat her. You understand? He's not going to do that shit. So the way that you act, or the way that you come with the game, is going to show a woman who you are, what type of guy you are, and then that's what's going to make her either want to keep fucking with you or not fuck with you, or sometimes she'll fuck with you just on some playing around with you shit, because she's like, oh, this guy is lame, so I could, play around with him. I could use him for attention. I could put him in the friend zone, because she sees by your actions how you are interacting with her. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's very important for you to do that,
I'm sorry. Yeah, I got one more question. I don't want to take a lot of your time. I'll make this quick.
Oh, yeah, go ahead.
So basically, anytime I go out with like friends or I go out, because I'm a black dude. I'm like a really like kind of I'm kind of buff,
right?
Like mean looking. But I try not to be. I try to be like nice and all that. So like a lot of people, like my friends, like coworkers, they be like, "Yo, when you talking to girls, you come off as aggressive." And I'm like, really? Like And so I don't know if that's if that hurts my game. I don't know. But I just noticed, like, sometimes I can be a little, and it's not even like, it's not even like I'm trying. I guess it's just part of my personality to be kind of like, I don't know. So I don't know if the whole aggressive thing hurts the game, or I don't know.
So you saying that some of the chicks be saying that you too aggressive?
Yeah, they be like, wow,
like so you trying to say like, so like you'll be sort of like forward with what you're saying, and they'll like sort of step back. Like, so what do? You say, is it the things you're saying, or how you're interacting with them?
Like I guess I can be kind of loud. Like people DMX too refer to me.
Right. They say you sound like DMX.
It's like DMX, like I'm kind of loud sometimes.
Right.
I don't even realize it. Like.
So well, the thing is, how tall are you?
5'9".
Okay, you 5'9", but you say you buff.
But I'm pretty muscular. Yeah.
And you're a black dude.
I work out and all that.
And you're a black guy.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing. If you're a black dude, man, you understand, like, you got to understand something, man. People are scared of black people. You understand what I'm saying? You just got to understand that shit. But the thing is, you shouldn't necessarily curve your game in that aspect to try to like, what's that dude, that big dude, Terry Crews, that comedian dude that he buff, he's on Everybody Hates Chris and all that dude. You see how he on purpose tries to be like very gentle because he's a big ass dude. You feel what I'm saying? He's a big black guy. Yeah. So I understand why he does it for like his career and blah, blah, blah. But at the same time, as long as you're not necessarily doing anything intentionally harmful to anybody, it's not really a big deal. The thing is that you could literally be the coolest, nicest guy on earth. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And some people will still feel like you're too aggressive just because you're black and you're muscular. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
It's gonna happen regardless. So the thing is that when you're dealing with the chicks, you don't want to get too much in your head about like, oh, am I being too aggressive? I'm doing this, because then that's the thing that's going to affect your game by you worrying about it too much. Now, if you're talking to a girl, or if you're being loud, or you're doing whatever, and she's like, oh my God, you're so aggressive and all this other stuff, sometimes you can use that within the interaction to build on the interaction. So you'd be like, oh, what's so what you mean by aggressive? And you scared of a strong guy? You want a weak? Like you could just play around with her and see where it goes. Now there's gonna be some girls who they're just gonna be they're just scared. They're just lame. It's like you're gonna run into those girls where they're super they're just like they can't take a joke. They don't have a sense of humor. They're so serious. So those girls you're just gonna have to just keep it moving with. But what I don't want you to do is I don't want you to basically curb your enthusiasm when you're dealing with these chicks. You don't want to do that because by you sort of taking too much of a step back as far as trying to curb the way you are, that's the thing that's going to affect your game because now you're not being authentic with yourself. So you understand? So if your intention is to have a good time, to talk to some women, to flirt, do that's your intention. So your intentions are there. So then if those are your intentions, then whatever you're doing is going to be authentic. Now, if a woman takes it as too aggressive, then that's on her because what's too aggressive to her could be a turn on to another woman. Do you understand what I'm saying? And the thing is, as long as you're not doing anything overtly or blatantly disrespectful to anybody, then you're cool. You understand what I'm saying? Because people are gonna take. I remember one time I was on a train with this chick, and I was at some event, and I was on the train. I was on the train with my boys, and I see the girl on the train from the event. So then I didn't know what the event was really about. Like I just walked in and kind of walked out, whatever. So she was on the train, and this girl knew some other dude I knew, right? So I went up to her and I said, I was like, what was that event about? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm just talking to her regular. So I don't know what it was, but she got nervous and she was like, oh my God, why are you so aggressive? I'm like, I just asked you a question. I just said, what was the event about? So I was like, you have a nice day. I'm gonna walk away, right? So then she called the dude that I know, right? Because she saw me talking to the dude that I know in the spot. And the dude that I know called me. He said, so-and-so, that girl you was on the train with, she said you was being real aggressive with her. I was like, aggressive? I was like, dude, I just asked her one question. I literally asked her a question. I said, hey, do you know what that whole event was about, blah, blah, blah? And then she was like, oh, no, because she said, I don't know. I can't talk about it. And I was like, why not? And then when I said, why not? She was like, oh my God, you're so aggressive. And I'm like, I just asked you a question. So the thing is, you can just be on some regular shit. And people and chicks will still be on that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. You know what I mean? But you got to also watch yourself and don't engage too much in a situation where a chick is being too overtly, serious or crazy about it. Because then you don't want to get yourself in a situation where she's saying, oh, you did this and you did that. And of course, you being a black guy, you know how it is with these fucking people out here where anything we do is an issue. You feel what I'm saying? So it's fucking crazy.
Also, like I'm one more thing. I'm kind of like to add to that, I'm kind of like a high energy type of guy, like super playful.
Right.
I'm always trying to laugh. So like like some girls it's cool. Like some girls we get along just fine, but like other girls they be like, oh, he's too much, or like it's like what the heck, like what, like and then it's just weird. Like my friends be like, you gotta tone it down, and I'm like.
Nah, you ain't got to tone down shit. And by the way, that girl's a black chick that was on the train. It wasn't a white girl because there actually wasn't a white girl in it. But see, the only thing you need to tone down is if you're overtly, like if you're being overtly crazy and aggressive and you know what I'm saying? Like if you're just doing it just to be an asshole, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not on no Kanye shit where I'm just
right, exactly. You know what I'm saying? So
I'm just kind of like my personality is kind of like out there, like. Kind of extroverted, like kind of loud, I like to have fun, that kind of thing. Yeah. Right.
So but you'll be alright though. Don't let that shit get to you, man. Because there's a lot. This is the thing you gotta understand for everybody. There's a lot of different women out there. And again, you got to feel the vibe of the situation too. Because once you when I was on the train talking to the girl, I felt like I was like, okay, she's on some shit, and I just bounced. You understand? I just walked away. I didn't even engage with that shit because you don't even need to put that energy out there. You feel what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
But yeah, man. But yeah, thank you for calling, man. I appreciate it. And
you're welcome, man.
Definitely, man. I'm gonna holler at you.
All right, you too.
All right,
do your thing.
Later. Yeah, man. So what's up, people? What's going on, everybody? I got a lot of people up in the room, man. What's going on? What's good? Tim Miller, you said what's up with Miles Cunningham? Miles Cunningham is good. He's up in Florida right now. But yeah, guys, again, I'm having a seminar called the Bad Boy Seminar on March 25th. Okay, I'm gonna be putting up the tickets soon. It's gonna be, limited seating, so you're gonna have to get that shit quick. Okay, the ticket should be up sometime next week. You feel me? Oh, and real quick, the Bad Boy membership. Let me tell y'all, the price is going to go up. It's probably going to be sometime next week or in the next 2 weeks. So I'm just letting you know. So if you want to get on the regular price and stay on the regular price, go get the Bad Boy membership now, okay? Because I don't want to hear it when it goes up and you're like, damn, what happened? But yeah, it's going to go up soon. You feel me? It's crazy. Elijah Christian, what's going on? You said, how do I break up with my girl that I love and care about without feeling bad she is hurt? I mean, well, if you feel that you need a breakup, you got to do what you got to do, man. I mean, she'll get over it at some point. She'll get over it. You can't live your life dealing with a chick, just trying to, do shit for her, knowing that you're not happy with the situation. Philippe Francisco, what's going on, man? What's going on? Broham, what's going on? What's poppin'? Roy Radish, he said, how do you fix the nice guy syndrome? You feel like you was raised to be too nice, which you are aware isn't working with women. Well, this is the thing. It's not about, all you got to do to not be that nice guy is be regular and be honest. So, for example, if you're chilling with a chick, right? Let's say she says something stupid. Be like, yo, you know that shit you just said, that was mad stupid. Right there, you've broken out of being the nice guy. You understand? Let's say a chick is like, hey, could you help me move my furniture out my house? I'm moving. And you'd be like, nah, I don't feel like doing it. Like, if you don't feel like doing it, tell her no. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got to be honest with whatever you're trying to do. And that's going to make you not be that nice guy. You feel me? But yeah, like I was saying earlier, you guys got to understand that, the way you come at the game with chicks, right, is going to determine how they view you and how they look at you. So if a woman, she's going to view you as a guy who's high value, a guy who is the shit based off of your actions. So if you go out on a date with a chick and then you text her like 8 times that week, you're looking like a low value dude, because a guy who has shit going on, a guy who has a lot of things going on in his life, he's not sitting there texting some girl 8-10 times a day. You feel what I'm saying? So then she's going to see like, okay, this guy is kind of lame. Chicks actually want to chase you. You understand what I'm saying? Chicks want to be able to think about, oh, does he like me or not? I keep thinking about him. I hope it works out. Now, if you start becoming that needy dude, you understand? Shit is going to go sideways, man. She's not going to be feeling that. Atlas Omega, what's going on, man? Landon Pruitt, what's going on? Rebo Gunji said, why hot chicks act guarded and standoffish? Well, the thing is, a lot of dudes don't know how to act around hot chicks. That's why, because a lot of hot chicks, they're conditioned to say no. Most chicks are conditioned to say no, because most of the guys that chicks interact with, there's no attraction there. So it's like, a lot of times, the hot girls will act standoffish because they don't want to have to deal with it. And you got to understand something about women. A lot of women don't have great social skills. You understand what I'm saying? They do not have great social skills. If you don't believe me, go and download the Bumble app. In the Bumble app, women have to respond to you first when you match. And it's funny because if you notice on any dating site, women will have in their thing, they say, hey, if you're gonna message me, don't just say hi or hey, because that's whack, right? But if you go to Bumble, 90% of the women who message me say hey or hi. You understand? So they don't know what they're doing. You understand what I'm saying? Their social skills are not on point. So a lot of times when a woman is feeling uncomfortable, it's easier for her to be standoffish than to actually just say to you, spinach. It's easier for her to act standoffish versus her telling you, hey, thanks for talking to me, but I'm not really interested, because they're not, They're not comfortable doing that. They're not comfortable letting you know honestly they're not interested. They rather just act standoffish, ignore you, act like a bitch, scream on you, you understand? Those type of things. You feel me? You said women are the biggest kids in the damn room. Oh. But yeah, if you go online and you try to, it's funny when a chick hollers at you first online. It's hilarious. It's hilarious because they have no practice having social skills because dudes is throwing dick and attention at them all day. It's crazy. So the calling number is 646-481-3901, people. You feel me? But yeah, man. You said no free meals for women. That's a good screen name. You said stop chasing women you approach but don't chase. Exactly. That's what I've been telling motherfuckers, yo. Like, you approach a chick, you go exchange information, and you could even hit her up if you want to first, and then try to set a date. Now, if she's not responding and you keep hitting her up, keep hitting her up all that time and shit, I can't even talk. That's chasing. And you shouldn't do that. And again, that right there is showing you're a guy who doesn't value himself. And women are not going to be feeling you. Again, women want a dude who they feel is above them. You understand what I'm saying? This shit is real talk. Yo, what's going on? Who's calling?
Yo, what's up? It's old Johnny.
Oh, what's popping, my dude? What's going on? What's good?
Ain't nothing, man.
Chilling.
Hey, I had this chick over on New Year's.
Right.
New Year's Eve or whatever. We had went out on Friday, and then I just had just hit her up off the whim that earlier that day.
Right.
And called her outside of, called her after work, and she was like, she's gonna take a nap.
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking like, yeah, she gonna forget, it's New Year's Eve. It's just like a fucking just forget about my ass or whatever. But she ended up texting me back and got ready or whatever. So came to the spot, we chilled at the crib, and then we went to the spot, and I went to the whatever. So when we got to the spot, I was trying to do my thing, and she was kind of like,
right.
Takes me a while to get used to people type of thing.
Right. So
yeah, and then I was just like, it took me a little bit. I didn't know what to respond to that or whatever. And then whatever happened was, she ended up leaving whatever thing, getting on it. Then that day she called me like after church or whatever. What would you say your take on that?
So you saying you had her at the spot?
Yeah, I had her at the spot.
And then she talking about she need to get to know motherfuckers better and all that shit?
Yeah, like she said it takes a while. Like she said it takes a while to to get used to type of thing. And
you said she went to church after. Is that?
No. Like the next day, she called me like after church.
Right. So she.
New Year's Day was up. Yeah.
Damn, dude, just calling in here heavy. I'm gonna get to your calls as soon enough. I got somebody on the line. There's like 10 million people calling. But anyway, but what you were saying is that a lot of this is what you gotta understand. You have some women who are. And this is the tricky part because you have some women who, let's say if this chick is actually like a religious type of chick, she likes to move slow, she wants to get married, whatever the hell it is, right? You have certain girls who have that vibe, you understand? But there is not a lot of them, right? Now, if a chick is coming over your crib and y'all in that situation and she pulls that shit with you, it's usually because she's trying to like play games with you to see where you're at, to see how you're going to respond to what she's doing. You understand what I'm saying? So,
go ahead.
We
had one for a drink on Friday. Right. We was vibing, and then I had kissed her on the way to a car or whatever, and then like I said, Saturday I hit her off the whim. I was just trying, I was trying to do something, just do something off the whim. So, and then we kept on like I was kissing on her a little bit. And then, like, when I tried to escalate, she was kind of like saying, like, "Oh, you're a little too aggressive."
And wait, how many times you went out with this chick?
This was the second time. That's I had got her back at the crib.
Okay.
Like just the Friday and then the Saturday was the second time.
Right. See.
Yeah. So third time I'm just trying to smash. So it's like.
Right. So this is the thing though. This is the thing because if she seems like if y'all was kissing and all that, at least she's somewhat getting physical with you, right? But
yeah.
What I would do is I would keep her. I say keep her as Plan Z. You understand? So meaning, she's not Plan B. She's Plan Z. Meaning like that's a chick you holler at when you ain't got shit else to do. You understand what I'm saying? When there's no other chick, your other girls or whatever you're trying to fuck with ain't available, and you say, all right, let me hit up this chick, right? Now you got just keep her on that side thing, and you understand. But the thing is this: if she comes over again, right, and she doesn't want to do shit, you might have to like sort of charge her. You understand what I'm saying? Because the thing is, like, if she's because it's either one or two things. She's gonna be one of those chicks who, oh, I gotta wait, I gotta do this, and that's not your problem. Let her wait over there. You understand what I'm saying? But then, or she could be the chick that's just being an attention whore. So either way, it's not good for you. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, because it's funny because like that's why I had made this comment saying like I'm like so I protected. I was like, yo, I'm gonna see if I can get her to come over because I ain't got shit else to do. I ain't trying to take her nowhere. Right. Just have her come to the crib.
Exactly.
I don't even got like no entertainment. I just would rather just come just listen to music or whatever. Just trying to see if I can at least get in so I can know if I can lose it quick. Know if she's wasting my time or not.
Right. And the thing is this is like you shouldn't have to. Because all the time you're wasting with her could be time you be with another chick who's gonna cooperate. Like, plain and simple. You feel what I'm saying? So, and the thing is, I told the chick this a chick like that one time I was with a chick sort of in this same type of situation, and hold on, the person that's calling from 305 area code, call back in like 5 minutes. All right, I'm gonna get to you in a second. All right, but anyway. I told the chick one time, I said, listen, I'm interested in getting physical with you. So you call me back or hit me up when you're ready to do that. And that's what I told her. And then the chick she hit me up like 3 or 4 weeks later. You understand? And then we made it happen. So it's nothing wrong with letting the chick know what it is. You understand what I'm saying? And if she's on some, oh, you just want sex, blah, 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 all that other craziness, then, it is what it is. You got to tell her to keep it moving because remember, the game is about you. You understand? It's not about making her, waiting for her to feel ready. Nah, if she ain't ready, then tell her to bounce. And then you find a chick who's ready. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And real quick, before I go, I'm actually on lunch break. But I met, it was that Friday, no, it's funny. That Friday, I actually went out with that girl I was talking before on Thursday. Right. But Friday, I had a messaging chick, met offline, and then smashed that same day. Mm-hmm. All of a sudden now, it's like she started asking like all these questions, like, do you like me? Like trying to find, I guess, like what my real like intentions are, because she was saying like, oh, it kind of wasn't supposed to happen, yada yada yada, and stuff like that. And then it's like now it's kind of like I don't want to say it's flatline, but it's kind of like it's like life is like giving like the interest level. It looks like it's little flat. It's like looks like it's like a little lax. Like it's not really like what it was when she was like blowing me up like before this first time we chilled type of thing.
Right, and so you hit it with this chick, right?
Yeah, I hit it.
And she calling
last week, so. And
she calling, asking you what it mean and all that, and what's going on with you and all that other shit.
Like give me little texts, like randomly, do you like me? And I was like, yeah, I didn't know what to say to her. But,
Yo, see, that's the thing. Like, and what do you want to do with this chick? You want to keep smashing? Like, what's the situation?
Yeah, I just want to keep smashing. So it's just like I don't really.
Yeah, you could, look, just tell her, be like, look, girl, I like you. I like when we hang out, and we gonna chill again soon. I'll hit you up and let you know. That's really all you gotta let her know. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
And then just don't make her no promises. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No problem. Yeah. No doubt.
You feel
That's
me?
pretty much what That's pretty much what it is. I just don't really. Like, I just did half a text, man. Like, I kind of just, like, answer, like, one word answers with what she be trying to, like, get out of me type of thing.
Right.
She be trying to, like, ask me these questions and stuff like that. But it's, like, now it's, like, it kind of, like, I don't know, maybe because I was watching the video, it kind of, I don't know if she's thinking I'm a player because it kind of looked like it's flatlining out. Like, she's not really texting me every day saying good morning. It was, like, I'm used to her, like, hitting me up every day saying, like, I know I caught this chick, like,
Right. So, don't get fazed by any of that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, because I feel like you're getting high off of the fact that she's giving you all that attention. You feel what I mean? And you don't want it to dissipate. But the thing is, if you want to chill with her and make it happen, you just hit her up and say, listen, I'm free this day. Let's meet up this day. And then meet up with her. Y'all do your thing. And then you do your thing. When you're not with her, then you call her up like maybe a week or two later. Like just keep it on some, friends with benefits, casual type stuff. And don't, let her know you're feeling her because she needs that, like, oh, I need to know that you like me. Because sometimes girls need to know that or have that feeling so that they can feel comfortable to keep doing, all this stuff. Now, what I will tell you is this, though, is that at some point, she's going to probably want to take it further. You feel what I'm saying? Now, at that point, you have to decide, if you want to charge it to the game, because that you might have to do that, because then it's gonna get too crazy. Or it depends on what you feeling you want to do, but. Don't make any promises.
I don't even want that series with it, because she got 3 kids. I just hit it.
Oh, damn. Well.
yeah. So I just hit it just to hit it. You know what I mean?
Yo, that's crazy. But just keep that as a chick you mess with on the side. Don't really make no promises, and just see her when you feel like seeing her, and that's it. You feel me?
Okay. All right, man.
That's it. I'm gonna holler at you though, man. Let me get some more of these calls, because this is calling me crazy. I'm gonna holler at you. Peace, my dude. All right. Who is this?
Hey, my name is Terrence. I'm from Miami, but I'm living in Los Angeles right now.
Okay, what's good, man? You was calling like crazy. Like, I'm like, damn, what's going on? You called like 10 times. What's wrong with you?
Yeah. I was just trying to keep going there, because I'm actually on break at work right now.
Okay,
I just saw your number pop up. I'm gonna just see what's popping.
Right.
Yeah, I just wanted to say shout out to, man, your videos, man, been on point, man. And the Bad Boy Show, man. I appreciate all that. You and Miles, man. Y'all be holding it down.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that shit. Where you from? You say you from Miami?
Yeah, I'm from Miami. I've been living in Los Angeles though for like the past few years. I went to like Florida State University.
Okay.
But I'm like 28 years old right now. But yeah,
that's what's up.
Yeah, I just found out about you through a friend, like on YouTube, like maybe like at the beginning of last year.
Right.
I'll be checking out your videos, man. I really appreciate what you be saying and everything. And the Bad Boy Show, I really appreciate that, because y'all break down the news and everything. You know what I mean?
I appreciate that.
I be listening to the news through you and Miles pretty much, and like I'd rather listen to y'all than listen to like CNN or something. You know what I mean?
That's crazy. We be just talking shit about the news, because it's like whatever. We be trying to have fun with the shit, man. I feel you. But how the women treating you out there in Miami? They good?
Oh, I'm in Los Angeles right now.
You're in Los Angeles right now. How did women over there?
It's cool. Yeah, it's cool. I actually went on I'm meeting up with a chick for the first time today. Like, I met off of Tinder.
Nice.
Like, I'm supposed to meet her like around 6, like at a coffee shop like near my spot.
That's what's up.
And she texted me like before, like she was like, because I told her the address, and it's like near USC, University of Southern California, and they call it kind of the hood, and she was like, oh, you live in the hood? She was like, but I was like, yeah, I live around there. I was like, if you want to call it the hood, you can call it that. You know what I mean? But
so
it's all good. I'm meeting up with her like around 6, so I'm trying to try to see what's up with her. She's like 27 years old.
Okay.
And then, but I had a date with another chick that actually that's like in med school at USC.
Oh shit, you getting it in, man?
Like,
damn.
She's from Cleveland. She's like 23. I met her on Tinder too, and basically I met up with her last weekend, but I didn't we just met at like pretty much like a coffee shop, pretty much like near my spot,
right.
And we just chilled out, but like. The day ended, like we just like chill, like got something to drink. We played like Connect 4, like a little board game. Because I keep that in my car, a little something to do. And
then, so listen,
she was like,
listen,
I was like, man,
listen. The chick tonight, what you trying to hit that? What's going on with that? What you trying to? What's your plan?
Oh yeah, I'm trying to see what's up with her. I'm pretty much trying to see if I can get her back to my spot. Or
nice.
see, or even if it doesn't happen tonight, you know what I'm saying? I'm not rushing it,
right.
Tonight. But yeah, if it doesn't happen tonight, I'm just trying to see if she cool people, you know?
Right.
If she cool.
Yeah, you got to see how these chicks from Tinder are in real life. You feel me? Because sometimes you meet them in person and they just looking crazy. You feel what I'm saying? So you gotta make sure she has some real shit.
But yeah, back to the other chick from last weekend, but I haven't hit her up since, you know what I'm saying? Like, usually I'll hit a chick back up maybe a few days after, but like,
right.
I still want to chill with her, but I haven't hit her up like since, because I've been busy with work and everything. And
how long has it been? How long has it been since you hit her back?
I just want to see how it goes without hitting her up for a while after the first meetup, you know what I mean?
How long has it been since you hit her back? Like, what was the last time y'all spoke?
Monday, we met up Monday, and then I haven't texted her or talked to her since then. I But
no, that ain't that long
drunk.
ago. That ain't that long ago. Just hit her up this weekend and be like, yo, what's good? What you up to? And then, try to set up something else. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, for sure.
But don't wait too long though. Don't wait another whole week and shit because, this should be moving fast. Like, she probably is in the middle of like, 2 or 3 dicks right now. So you gotta make sure that shit is going through quickly.
I'm trying to think of like where to go like for the second meetup because I know she said she was interested. Like she said she played basketball and I played basketball too. So I was thinking about like checking out like a Clippers game or something like that.
Oh, damn, this guy
I was thinking about I really want her to come to. I really want to get sexual with her before.
Yo, listen.
Take game.
I don't know. Take that chick. Forget that Clippers game. Take that chick to get a. What did you do for your first date?
Oh, we just chill. We just went to a coffee shop. We just went to a
Second date, take her. Listen. Take her to get a drink at night near your crib, and then take her back to the crib. That's all you got to do. You understand what I'm saying? Don't do the.
Right, cool.
You can do the Clippers game and all that after you hit it. You feel what I'm saying? Do that for the other date. You feel me? So you guys got to stop. Don't do all that elaborate shit. At the beginning, you feel me? But listen, I'm gonna let you go because I want to free up the line for some other people if they want to call in. But cool. I appreciate you calling, man. I appreciate you calling, man. Let me know next week. Let me know what happened with the date tonight. You feel me?
For sure.
All right, I'm out with you.
Yeah.
All right, peace. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you guys meet chicks online, if you're trying to smash that night, man, you got to take them to a place near your crib or near a hotel, and do the drink thing. That's like the easiest thing you could do. You feel what I'm saying? Don't get her drunk though. Don't make sure she don't get drunk. You understand? It's crazy because these chicks, they want to get it popping. John Eastland, you said that an old man once told you most women simply want to get fucked. Exactly. BT Platinum 23, you said, how long should you wait to ask a girl from online to meet up with you? As soon as possible. Ask her, listen, if you guys are literally, let's say you guys are on Tinder right now as you're listening to me, and you're talking to a chick, tell her to meet you in the next 2 hours or something. You understand what I'm saying? You don't gotta wait. Like, this is the cool part about online dating is that you're talking to a chick now in real time. So if you free and she's free, y'all can meet up now. Like, I've done that. Yo, I remember this was last year on I think it was it last year? It was a while ago. And I met this chick off of Tinder. And it was around 7:30 p.m. We matched. I was like, yo, what's going on? What you up to tonight? And she's like, oh, I'm from out of town. I think she lived in Australia, some shit. She was like, I'm just out here for business for the week. I was like, so what you doing tonight? She was like, nothing. I was like, yo, let's go get a drink. She was like, cool. Met up with her around like 8:30-ish, sort of around 9 o'clock. Went to get a drink from like 9 to maybe like 10:15. By 11 o'clock, or no, not even 11 o'clock, by 11:45, we went back to her hotel and we smashed it. You understand what I'm saying? It's that simple. You understand? Like, don't sleep on the online shit. Trust me, okay? Like, don't sleep on it. And if you get a chick on there, you have to get her off as soon as possible. Like, get off the line. You understand? Like, you have to meet up as soon as possible. If you can't do it that day, try to do it, within the next 2 or 3 days or whatever. You got to do it as quick as possible. You feel what I'm saying? Tim Miller, you said do his seminar here in Jacksonville, Florida. I should do one in Florida. Shit, I need to come out there and see what's popping. But again, I got the seminar this March 25th. I'm gonna put up all the information about that soon. So, I'm gonna have the link to where you guys can buy tickets. It's gonna be off the fucking hook, so you guys can come through in Times Square. Even if you don't live in New York City, come through. You understand? Like, spend a night somewhere with find a chick off Tinder, be like, listen, I gotta go to this event. I need to spend a night at your house. Some shit. Find somebody who lives in New York. Get a cheap hotel, something. This shit gonna be crazy. Clutch Entertainment, you said you wouldn't take it to a Clippers game even if you got free tickets. See, that's the thing, yo. If you guys don't go on these elaborate dates with chicks. You understand? Because one, you're going to be paying too much money for shit. And a lot of times you're not going to meet these girls again, or you're not going to see these girls again. A lot of these girls will ghost on you. A lot of these girls are going to be flaky next time. Or even sometimes you meet them and you won't even fucking like her. So you end up, let's say you're taking a chick to dinner, which I tell guys not to do. You taking the chick to some dinner shit and then you realize she's a fucking asshole. And you're like, why did I waste all this money? You feel me? It's crazy. I'm like, man. But yeah, guys, call the number 646-489-3901. I mean, 481, my bad. 3901, I'm bugging. 646-481-3901. You feel me? But yeah, a lot of, you guys got to understand, man, a lot of this shit when it comes to the game, man, is, it's about how you feel about yourself, what you want, and how you come across when you're dealing with chicks. You feel me? Justin Bing, you say you never did the online dating thing? Yo, let me tell you something, man. Like, I've had so much sex with chicks that I met online. It's ridiculous, bro. It's like, it's insane. It's so fucking insane. Okay? It's so fucking insane. It almost feels wrong how easy it is. It's like, really? Seriously? Now, don't get me wrong. This shit is not, because just like, fuck that. That shit ain't easy. What I mean by easy is when you actually get the chicks and you're conversing or you're texting and setting it up and making it happen. What I mean is like, you're just in your house or you're somewhere and you're typing and you just meet some chick. And usually, 9 times out of 10, when you meet chicks from online, they want to fuck you. You understand? They even had a statistic that said 1 out of every 3 people who meet from online dating have sex on the first night. Jamar, you said online dating is not easy. See, this is the thing. It's not easy if you don't know what you're doing. It's easier if you know what you're doing. But you got to still put in work. This is why, guys, go to Bad Boy Membership and get my audio program, The Easy Way to Date Online for Men. Okay? So you can, know how to do that. Because the thing with online dating is a lot of guys, the reason why it's not that easy for a lot of dudes is because they don't know how to set the shit up. They don't put the right pictures. They don't, if there's a profile thing like on OkCupid, they don't know what to write in the profile. They don't know how to message the chicks to get the responses. They don't know when to close the deal. It's like all these different things dudes just don't know how to fucking do. And I'll be like, man, Mike 23, what's going on, man? What's your question? Call in 646-481-3901. Ralph Sever said, can you use Facebook for online dating? Yeah, you could holler at chicks on Facebook. Check out my dude, Royal Flyness. Okay, he has a book that teaches you how to, bag chicks on Facebook. And he has a book that teaches you how to bag chicks on Tinder. I'm not Tinder, Twitter, what I'm talking about, Twitter. So yeah, you can get chicks all over, man. Dutch, you said if Miles is in Tampa. I think Miles is in Orlando, actually. You said it's jumping this weekend? Man. Mike 23, you said you seen a chick tomorrow for the 5th time, but haven't smashed, but the vibe is really good. I see her as wifey potential. Wait, what are you talking about, dude? What is going on? You got to call up, Mike. You got to call up. We got to talk about this. I need some more information, man. You got to call. Because how you seen a chick 5 times and you ain't smashed? What's going on, bro? That's not cool, man. Yeah, Twitter game. He has a book called Tweet Her and Meet Her. You guys look that up. Royal Flyness. Shout out to my dude, Royal Flyness. You feel me? 10 p.m. He said, how do you bag older women? Late 30s and up. I have a 45-minute audio program called The Age Game, which is on Bad Boy membership. Okay, so you can go to Bad Boy membership and tell you all about that shit. How to fuck with the older chicks. And I don't know how old you are. So it depends and shit. So, man. Felipe, you said you've inboxed over 50 chicks on Facebook with no response, so I'm sure the pics aren't on point. Well, the thing is this, it's a different way you got to go about shit when you're dealing with chicks on Facebook versus a actual online dating site. So if you're hollering at chicks on social media, right, it's the most effective way in a lot of cases is that you have to come at it where either if it's a chick who you have no mutual friends together, like this some stranger chick, right? It has to be where you're sort of engaging her on a networking type of level in a lot of cases, because if she's a hot chick, she's getting a whole bunch of random guys trying to holler at her. She's like, who the fuck is this guy? And she's looking at if y'all have friends and mutual friends and all that. So if you message a chick and let's say you have 3 mutual friends, you could be like, oh, how do you know so and so? Blah 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 blah, and then she could say, oh, this and this and that, and then y'all can have the conversation. But it's a different thing for like Facebook versus if you're talking to a chick on Tinder or OkCupid. So if you inbox a whole bunch of chicks on OkCupid, it's a different vibe because you're there to actually, it's an actual dating site. So they're looking at it as that versus Facebook, where it's more of like a networking thing, more of like talking to your friends and family. And if you're just some random dude that's hitting her up, she's just automatically gonna be like, oh, I don't know this guy. I'm not gonna really take it seriously or whatever. So you have to engage her in a way where she gets to know you as somebody that, she's like, okay, well, he's cool. You're asking her questions about certain things. Like, let's say you see her on her page. Let's say you see that she's a blogger and you say, hey, I went to your website and I like the blog that you did about this, blah, blah, blah. What does that mean? You have to start talking about the blog and be like, hey, my name is so-and-so, hit me up. Let's friend each other, whatever. So it's a different way that you go about it when you are dealing with chicks on Facebook versus, another online thing. Let me grab this shit, plug this shit in. Fucking computer about to die. I gotta plug this shit in before it be a wrap. Hold on, okay. Cool. Man. Tim Miller, you said, is it possible to pick up a female YouTube vlogger? You can pick up any chick, man. I'm telling you, you guys, you gotta understand, man. All these women, they got vaginas, they got sexual urges, they want men. It's just all about how you come at it. You feel me? This dude, you said you banged your 65-year-old neighbor. You said she's 65 with a 30-year-old ass. Hilarious. Crazy. So Mike 23, you said you're seeing this chick for the 5th time tomorrow. She told me you were smashing tomorrow. I've been to her house already. She's really feeling me, but she kept me waiting because she talked that if I hit it, I might leave her. So she's talking that game where, oh, I don't want you to hit it yet because you might leave and you just want the sex and blah, blah, blah. So you said that you're smashing her tomorrow. Okay, so listen. If you see this girl tomorrow and you do not hit it, it's time to call it a date, bro. See, you already made it go too long now. You understand what I'm saying? Now, if you hit it and everything is cool, and then, keep the shit going. But, you saying any tips on that? Dude, all you got to do is bring her to your crib, or you go to her crib and y'all have sex. You just told me that you and her are smashing tomorrow. You understand? So all you got to do is go there and smash. That's all you got to do. It's not rocket science. Dutch, you can call me. Call me right now. 646-481-3901. I'm going to type it in again. 646-481-3901. You feel me? Yeah. But yeah, you guys can call up whenever. But yeah, if you Mike, listen. Take her back to the crib. Y'all chill, y'all relax. You start making out, and then you take us to the room, and then you get it going. A lot of y'all make, like getting sex from a woman super difficult. I remember one time I was on a date. Well, I was going on this date with this chick, and I did something that I never do, which was I didn't have a plan for the date. So I met up with her, and so she was like, "Oh, so what are we gonna do?" Like, she meets me on 34th Street in Manhattan. She's like, "What are we gonna do?" And I was like, "Oh, well, I didn't have anything planned, so I was thinking I'll just, take you to a hotel and fuck the shit out you, right?" So I was saying it as a joke, and she was like, "All right, cool." And I was like, "Oh my God, this is great." You feel me? So these chicks want to do it. These chicks want to fuck. So, you guys got to stop making it a serious thing, man. Mike 23, you said you already fingered her and kissed her, but no sex yet. So the next time you go over to the crib, right, you do all that, and then you have sex with her. Like, you're moving way too slow. Rebo Guns, you said, is there a slow period where you don't see a lot of hot chicks in New York? Not really. I mean, it depends on where you're at, what neighborhood you in. You understand? But this hot chicks all over the place. You feel me? Yo, what's going on? Who's calling?
Hey, what's up? This is Doug calling Tampa, Florida.
What's good, man? What's popping? What's going on with you?
Oh, nothing, just been, what I mean? I've been, first I gotta give you props. You know what I mean? Like back in the day, a dude told me, he was like, "Yo, hey, check out Tariq Nasheed," and I put it off, and I started listening to him that day.
Right.
And then I used to always hear you come on
the commercials. Like, yeah, man.
This is the bad boy, the dating game. I never checked it out. But then one day, I don't know what was going on. It was during my hardcore sipping days. I said, let me check them out.
Right.
And, that day I joined the Bad Boy membership. I listen to you all day.
That's what's up, man. Appreciate that, man. Yeah, that's, you guys out there got to join that Bad Boy membership. Y'all don't know what y'all missing. I'm telling you, this shit is crazy.
Yo, it's the truth. It's the truth for real. Hey, but I did have a question. I was talking there. I was out here in Tampa, right? And this weekend they got the National College Football stuff going on, and they're gonna be they expecting millions of people. All this going on out here, blah blah blah. Right? Now the thing is, if they got free concerts and stuff. If I'm at a concert and then it's people just standing around, I spit and holler at chicks. But we also have a downtown area where they have bars and stuff, and it'd be a lot of chicks walking back and forth, and it's like they don't have no place to go. They just pretend like they are.
Right.
They're just walking back and forth. And my thing is how to holler at these chicks without, because you don't want to grab their arms hey, you know what I mean? Because they get that a lot. And a lot of times if you sit, I might stand at one spot, but they still walking by and they ain't really trying to stop.
Right.
I don't know if you know what I mean. You've been what's a good way? Because outside of just being in a bar, because most of them are outside like that, walking back and forth. And like I say, they'll walk back and forth a couple times because they really don't got no place to go. They just fronting like they do.
Right. Well, the thing is, when you're on the street and you're trying to talk to chicks, right? You can either talk with them as you're walking with them, or you can have them stop and talk to you. So the easiest way to make a woman stop is to get in front of her. You understand what I'm saying? So if you were walking towards her and she's walking towards you, then you get in front of her and you stop and say, "Hey, what's up?" Blah blah blah. You start talking to her. Let's say if you was just chilling, outside of a store and you saw her walking past, right? It's more beneficial for you to walk sort of with her and talk with her, and then a lot of times they'll stop as you talk to them. You understand what I'm saying? So it's really just about, and if you see a chick, going back and forth and she ain't really going nowhere, whatever, You understand? Then, and you're in those type of, events or situations, then it's a little bit easier to do that because you know that it ain't, she probably ain't got shit else going on. So if you want to make something pop that night or whenever, or, that day, whatever it is, then it's a little bit more easier or feasible to even make that happen. But it's all about how you come out there and come across and talk to her. So basically, if she's walking, you walk with her. If she keeps walking, you can walk with her and talk with her. If she's like ignoring you or she's like being standoffish, then you just, you stop, you keep it moving. You don't really fuck with her like that. If she's talking to you as you're walking with her, you keep talking. If she's walking towards you and you stop her in front of you for her to stop and she's talking to you, you just keep talking to her. So it's all really about how you position yourself when you're talking to chicks, in the street. You understand what I'm saying? And
no doubt.
Right. And a lot of times too, it depends on how you're doing it because like I was saying earlier in the show today, was that the way that you act or interact with women, they're going to judge you based off of that thing. So, for example, if you see a girl walking, you don't necessarily want to, let's say she passes you, you don't want to run after her. You understand what I'm saying? Because you running after her makes it look as if she's that important. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or like if a chick is walking past you and then you walk and try to talk to her and she's not saying nothing and she's just sort of ignoring you and you keep trying to be like, yo, ma, what's up? Why you acting like that? Blah, 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 blah. That's making you look lower value. It makes you look like you're some dude who, you know what I'm saying, is not used to dealing with women. So if she's ignoring you or she's acting goofy, you just walk away. You understand? You don't even entertain her nonsense. You understand? You just walk away and keep moving to the next girl. But the thing is, it's a lot about how you position yourself when you're doing whatever you're doing in order to get the best results. You feel me?
No doubt.
Yeah, man.
Well, thanks. Appreciate that.
Definitely, man. I appreciate you calling through, man. Appreciate you calling through.
No doubt. I set aside some time from 3 to 5 to check you out today, so
appreciate
it was well worth it.
Appreciate it, man. And yeah, definitely keep checking out the Bad Boy membership, man.
Oh, no doubt I will. Peace.
All right, man. I'm gonna holler at you. Peace. Later. Yeah, man. So I had somebody else calling up at the same time. I didn't want to, you guys can call back if, I couldn't pick up because I couldn't do it one at a time. You feel me? Yeah, man. It's crazy. It's crazy. You said, Mike 23, you said, how do you maintain a woman's feelings for you? What do you mean? Ricardo Suarez was good. What's poppin'? Roy Radish, you said, how can I have fun with the women who are 21 and older who always go drinking and party? Hold on, let me take this call real quick. Yo, what up? Who's this?
Hey, what's going on, Locario? This is Andre K from Long Island.
What's going on, man? What's poppin'?
Shoot, nothing much, man. Just chilling, man. It's the weekend again. It's time to enter the game. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Make shit go down. What's going on with you?
Oh, shoot, man. Just chilling. But, yo, check this out. So there was this girl, right? In the past, before I, started to enhance my game a little bit,
right?
We were, I guess you could say I was in the friend zone because I was kind of weak at first. Like, at first she would come out and chill with me, and mainly we would just smoke a L and just hang out, me and her, solo. But then I started going out with her, right? What I did was I took her out to the movies, and we were both, it was with my brother. So it was my brother, me, and her, which was pretty weak on my part. But anyway, overall, like, then I took her to the beach. It was probably like couple weeks later, and we were just chilling, like, sipping Ciroc and stuff. But when I tried to, like, get the skins and stuff, I would hit her up, and she really wouldn't be responsible. She'd just say negative. But recently, I've been, like, out posting pictures with me and women and different stuff, and I think she kind of was, like, reanalyzing it and stuff. So I tried setting up a date, but she mentioned her bringing a friend, so I kept on. So I dubbed it, and I was like, no, that's not happening. And I said, hit me up when you're free to, I don't really know. Basically what happened was she got me to the point where I just was like, yo, listen, I'm trying to smash and take you to the hotel alone. Hit me up when you're ready, right? So I assumed it was just going to be like the past and stuff. So I went to bed at like 9 o'clock for work the next day. And then I come to wake up the next morning and she's here for midnight, what you doing and stuff. And like, damn, you know what I mean? So I don't know. Now it's Friday again, but I don't know if I should hit her up this week or wait a little bit because she's still probably, sizing me up a little bit. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know.
Right. Right. Well, the thing is, she's one of them chicks, man, is what it seems like. Like, she's one of those chicks where she's sort of feeling you or whatever, but she's all over the place. She doesn't really know what the hell she want to do, and she's being wishy-washy. She's playing games and all that other stuff. And the thing is, and you said the last time you hit her up was like last week?
Yeah, this was last weekend, yeah.
Last weekend. And then the time you hit her up before that was when?
Man, it was probably like a couple months.
Okay. And so if you hit her up last weekend, you can hit her up again this week and just see what's up. But I like the fact that you are sort of going off of that friend zone-y type of vibe to being a little bit more direct. You understand what I'm saying? So it's just keep that up. Like whenever, because the thing is this, whenever the more direct you are, the more that you're letting a girl know what the deal is, the more so that you're going to get a more direct answer and a more beneficial answer for you. And what I mean by this is when you're direct, you give a woman no room to bullshit you. Do you understand what I'm saying? It's either it's gonna happen or it's not gonna happen. There's no in between. So when you give a woman the in between, that gives her room to play around with you. That gives her room to sort of like, tiptoe into the situation. You understand? You want it to be where she has to pick or choose A or B. She has to go through door number 1 or door number 2. There's no alternative. So the thing is, when you hit her up, just be like, listen, what's good with you? You free this weekend? We should get together and come through so we can do this, so we can hook up, so we can smash. Let's make this happen. I want to get you naked. I want to take your panties off and fuck the shit out of you. It has to be that vibe.
Gotta say that, yeah.
You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And all right, one problem I have is I currently don't have a crib, so I've been taking girls to the $50 telly and smashing.
Right.
I mean, should I have her put money up, or should I just pay and just smash?
Well, is it possible? Does she have her own spot?
She doesn't have her own spot, nah.
Okay, so she doesn't have her own spot either. So what I would do is, I would tell her to I would actually say I would tell her to put up some money. And the reason
I've done that in the past and it's worked, yeah.
Right, and the reason why I say this, especially for her, like let's say if it was a chick that you were sort of already messing with and y'all been smashing it, it really don't matter. Y'all could take turns paying on all the other stuff. It don't matter. But the reason why I say tell her to put some money up is because you want her to invest, you understand, not only time, but also money. Because if she does, that's showing that she really is trying to make it happen. Because right now, she's still sort of like in wishy-washy territory where she's not really, she doesn't seem like she wants to do it, or she might want to do it, but she might still be playing games. So now, if you put up all the money, what could happen is, and this sucks, you could put up the money, you go to the hotel, you say, okay, boom, here's the money, I'm putting the money down for the room. You go in the room with her, and now she don't want to do nothing no more. You feel what I'm saying? And so now you wasted your money. You feel what I'm saying? So if she puts some money, even like let's say if she could still go in the room and she could still like not want to do it, you understand? But at least on a psychological level for you and her, it's like for you, it's like, well, at least I didn't pay for this whole shit. And for her, it's like, well, she fucked up because she spent all her money and was on some bullshit. You understand what I'm saying? So it's always, as much as you can get a woman to invest in the situation, the better. This is why, I tell guys, if you're going on a date with a chick, don't go and pick her up from her house. You tell her to meet you somewhere. You feel what I'm saying? Because she has to.
Like that's equal stuff.
Right, exactly. You feel what I'm saying? Like she has to do some part of it, because by her investing, then a lot of times what happens is that when a woman is investing, it makes her least likely to flake. It makes her least likely to like sort of ghost on you, because now she feels like she's put in something, and she put in some time, some energy, some money, whatever it was. She put in something, so she has to sort of continue the thing she started to invest in. You feel what I'm saying? If you're giving a girl everything, if you're paying for everything, if you're giving her all the attention, it's like there's no incentive for her. She could be like, whatever, I could just stop fucking with this guy because she didn't really do anything.
She lost nothing, yeah.
Right, exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Right, so, I just want to comment on that too. Like, in general, like, yeah, me and this chick were smashing. I used to always take her to the telly, and, you know, she was sprung by me for a minute.
Right.
And last time I chilled with her, which was, you know, we had a little break, and then I chilled with her again and wanted to smash. And when I got to the telly, I asked her for the usual, yo, let me get 20. You know, I'll pay 30, you know what I mean? I'll put out a little bit more, but whatever. So she said to me, like, with a stank face, like, oh, I don't have any money. Right? And I was like, all right, next time, right? But then when we got inside the telly, she didn't want to give me the top and stuff, and I was like, see, that's because she got the freebie, you know?
Right, exactly. That's what I'm saying. So it's better for you to let them know, like, look, you know, let's go half on this, let's do this. Because, you know, if she says no or if she doesn't want to do it, then fuck it, then we ain't going to do it then. But at least I ain't wasting my money. You feel what I mean? Because it's like you got to give these chicks some sort of thing that this is why I really love sites like Tinder, because if you think about it, you know what I'm saying? Tinder, she has to put in work to match with you. Like you swipe her, she swipes you. She does something. You understand what I'm saying? So I like that. You understand? I like when there's something where the woman has to actually do something. And in too many situations, guys are conditioned to feel like they need to do everything for the girl. They can't put up anything. They can't, you know, they feel like the woman's not supposed to do this, or the woman, she feels like she shouldn't do anything. And then this creates a situation where it's easy for her to take advantage of you. It's easy for her to do whatever the fuck she wants, because so what? Like, oh, I didn't have to spend no money. I didn't have to do all this. I didn't have, you know what I mean? Like, so you got to really, you know, make sure she putting in some shit. You feel me? So
yeah, and I've also noticed too, like with the paying and stuff. Yeah, like if you started off by paying for everything and stuff, you're gonna eventually feel entitled to your money, because there was one time I messaged you and I was like, yo, I'm about to go shoot pool with this chick and blah blah blah.
Right.
Well, yeah, this chick was basically eventually after the first date, she wanted me to, like, she didn't bring any money to the second date, right?
Right.
And then the third date, you know, I was mentioning to her, like, yo, you gotta start bringing some money. Like, you can't just come without money. Right. And then, you know, before we set up the third date, she was like, oh, you paying? And then we agreed that she was gonna bring some bread, right? Then she flaked on me on New Year's, and like, big deal. I went out and I just started making out with like 2 chicks at 2 different nights. Like, I don't give a damn. I'm gonna get something out of it, you know?
Right.
She flaked on me because of the fact that, you know, maybe because she had to make money or some dude, but whatever, it doesn't matter, you know?
Right. No, I feel you, man, and I like the direction that you're going in, man. Like, keep that up of, you know, because this is the thing. It's a thing where you got to get used to being that type of dude. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You got to be used to being that type of guy who puts himself in a position to say, look, I don't need your pussy. Do you understand what I'm saying? I don't need it, so I'm gonna do my thing. And if you're not sort of cooperating with what I'm trying to do, then you gotta bounce. It's that simple. It's really that simple. Like, you gotta be 100% selfish with your game. Let me explain this real quick so you guys can understand this, right? What I mean is you have to figure out what you want, you yourself, what you want. And then you have to find the woman who are going to cooperate with what you want. Do you understand what I'm saying? Because the reason why I say this is because it's always a win-win for you and the woman. See, a lot of times guys say, well, you know, you got to just, you know, try to think about what the woman wants and what she wants and to make her happy. And the thing is, what's going to make her happy is if she finds a guy who she really wants, and the guy she really wants is going to be you if you and her, or if both of what y'all both want aligns together. So if I say, listen, let's say I'm like, yo, I just want to hook up with a whole bunch of chicks, right? And if I'm dealing with a girl who sort of wants, like, you know, a long-term relationship, she wants to take it slow, she wants to find, you know, a boyfriend type of guy, she doesn't want to rush into sex and all of that, me and her are not compatible. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Oh, wait,
so what most guys will do is they'll try to fit into her mold to try to get her or to try to have sex with her or whatever. Nah, fuck that chick. You go to the other girl who wants to hook up, because if she wants to hook up and you want to hook up, that's a win-win. You understand what I'm saying? Instead of you trying to, you know, acquiesce to her, she's trying to do some other shit to make you a certain way. It doesn't work that way. So like I said, I'm glad that you're going in that direction of really, you understand what I'm saying? Doing what you want to do, because that's going to make it more beneficial for you in the end. Trust me. Trust me on this.
And you feel more powerful the whole date. You know, you feel like you're in control of the situation. Like, when you're not in control of the situation, it's easy to become the chick's bitch. You know what I mean?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. A lot of dudes don't understand that.
If you give them a man, she'll take them out,
Dude, I'm telling you. You see, I like to hear when dudes are getting it. Like, you're getting it. You get it. You understand what I'm saying?
Man. I've been studying hard, bro. Yeah.
Right, and the thing is that you got to understand something. There's always going to be a lot of women who you're going to get in contact with, who are not going to be down strictly off the fact that they see the level of the type of dude you are. You understand? Because trust and believe, there's a lot of women who they won't fuck with you because they know they can't take advantage of you. Trust me, I'm telling you. They know that, I can't get over on this guy, so I'm not going to fuck with him. Or they're like, I know I can't get him to trick off on me, so I'm not going to fuck with him. But there's going to be a lot of chicks who they're going to see how, how you are as a man, and that's going to turn them on like fucking crazy. Trust me, it's like, so you got to stick to your shit.
One last thing before I go, I'm sorry.
Right.
But you're saying that, I just remembered, all right, so there was, me and my boy were chilling in Huntington, right?
Right.
And we were with these two girls in the backyard, just smoking and chilling. I was trying to practice my game and being myself.
Right.
So basically what I did was I went and submit to the bullshit they were asking us to do. So basically, we were just chilling, and then one of them was like, somebody was bringing over a dub of bud or whatever. We were just going to smoke. And then they were like, oh, who's going to pay? And then I just looked at them like, what are you talking about? I'm throwing 5, and there's 3 other people here, so y'all are throwing 5. You know what I mean?
Right.
And then my boy, he originally told them that we were going to pay or some shit.
Oh, God.
So he started apologizing, and I was like, yo, I said, don't apologize
Jesus.
because they didn't have any money. You know what I mean? I didn't try to diss them, but it just came out because I was like, yo, truth is, they shouldn't be expecting that out of us and this and that.
Right.
And, truth is, my friend's weakness caused us to not get nothing, and we pretty much left on a disrespectful note. You know what I mean?
Right. Nah, that's that's the worst, man. It's like, and that's the thing too. You got to speak to your peoples and be like, yo, don't have these chicks thinking it is what you know what I'm saying? Like, because and another thing too, real quick, dudes got to stop fucking with broke chicks. You understand what I'm saying? And what I mean by broke is not necessarily we're talking about just money. As far as we're talking about a woman who has like a broke mentality, meaning like she just feels like, like she brings nothing to the table and she expects you to do everything for her, period. Like, you just met this girl and she's expecting you to just do shit for her, and you're like, what? Like, who are you? Like, what the fuck out of here, man? Like, I went out with chicks like that, and it's terrible. It's terrible. You understand? Like,
crazy, man.
It's a bad situation.
Too. It's crazy. Yo, they actually act like you are the bad guy because you didn't want to put up your heart on cash for a chick. You don't even know from a hole in the wall.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Give you nothing.
Exactly.
Like, you could just leave with nothing in your pockets. You lost your weed. At least you could have went home like, damn, I got done, but at least I got this weed. You lost that shit because you wanted to pay for the chick thinking you would get something out of it.
Right.
Which is pretty much, and you're lying to yourself too because most guys want to keep their money,
Exactly. And so it's like, because trust me, a lot of guys are conditioned to think that they're supposed to do this shit. I'm telling you, they think like, oh, well, I'm out with a girl and, we're going out, so I have to pay for everything. It's like, nah, like you're fucking conditioned to think you need to do that. And the thing is, a chick, I'm telling you, a lot of times if a woman is feeling you, she's going to put up, money just to make sure you're comfortable. I've been in situations where I took chicks out for drinks and I say, listen, I'm going to get the first round or whatever. And then she automatically gets the second round. And when it comes to the third round for me, I'll be like, okay, let me get the next one. I don't even say it, but she's like, oh, I'll get the next one. Don't worry about it. And then she's like, hey, do you want another drink? Are you okay? Blah, 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 blah. They're so accommodating to you as a man because they see your value. You understand? They see how valuable you are and they want to make that shit work. A chick who doesn't understand that, dude, she's the fucking worst. Trust me. You don't want to deal with that. You don't want to deal with that shit. You feel me? But yeah, man, keep doing your thing, bro. You on the right track. Trust me.
Thanks, man.
Trust me, man.
All right, man. Have a nice day, man.
All right, man. I'm going to holler at you. All right, peace. Later. Yeah, that's real talk, man. I'm telling you, man. You guys, whoo. That's real fucking talk. That's real talk. You guys got to understand. And a lot of dudes be Simping heavy. Heavy, fucking heavy. Maybe simping heavy like a motherfucker, man. Who we got in the chat room? We got Kingston Boy, Justin Bing, No Free Meals for Women, Broham Negroid, Dutch, Lilb123. What's going on? What's popping, people? But yeah, man, I'm excited about my show, man. I'm telling you, you guys come to New York City if you're in the New York City area. I actually have to, I just booked this spot. So I'm having a show March 23rd. Okay? I mean, not March 23rd, March 25th. I'm fucking killing myself right now. But March 25th, I think that's a Saturday. I'm going to have the flyers up. I'm going to have the spot where you guys could purchase tickets. I'm going to have that up next week. And it's going to, it's going to be fucking dope. You know? I want to see all you guys out there in person. You feel me? Roy, you said I haven't answered your previous question. I know I missed it. You got it. Yo, call up. Can you call up, Roy? Roy, call up, man. Call up. And then we could get that popping. 3901. 646-481-3901. He didn't succeed. What's going on, man? How you been? What's popping? But yeah, man. These chicks out here, man, if you don't know what you're doing, you will get caught up in the bullshit. You will get caught up in the bullshit. Trust me. Trust me. See, the fear that a lot of guys have is that they think if a guy thinks if he stands his ground, that the chick is not going to like him anymore and he's going to lose out on the pussy. And the funny part, the irony of that is that when you stand your ground, that's when you get more ass because the chick sees you as a man. You understand? She sees you as a masculine dude. She's like, wow, I can't get over on this guy, and that shit is turning me on because he's representing the shit that I want. Femdi, what's going on, man? You said, what are my top 5 membership videos? I say the top 5 ones that you guys got. This is my favorite videos and audios on the membership. I have one called How to Get Girls from the Club Back to Your Place. So you guys got to check that. That shit is fucking hot. The Art of Flirting. I think that's like one of my most important ones. I got another one called, what is the other one that I like that's really, that's like one of my favorites? Oh, how to, the ultimate guide on getting a girl back to your place. That shit is tight because, that's a one that guys need to know how to transition from meeting the chick to getting her back to the place. The last one I just did, How to Get a Girl to Choose You, is really good. That's my one of my favorites. And I think one more that I'd have to say is one of my favorites is the one called Just Have Sex with Her, How to Have Sex Without Going on Dates. So you guys can get all those audio programs on the badboymembership.com. And see, this is why I try to explain to guys about the Bad Boy Membership. And I've told people this before. That everybody texting me like crazy. Hold on, my wife texted me real quick. I'm like, I'm doing my show, my live show. Hold on 1 second. Damn it. It's okay. Yeah, I was talking about the Bad Boy Membership, right? And so when you watch these YouTube videos, right? I always said it like this. The YouTube videos or the advice is like a sandwich, right? In the YouTube videos, the free videos are like the bread, right? When you get the Bad Boy Membership, you get the bread, the cheese, the turkey, the lettuce, the tomatoes, you get everything. Because a lot of the stuff I have to break down, more shit I got to break down. You understand what I'm saying? So that's why you guys got to join the Bad Boy Membership. You feel me? So you get the in-depth joints. So you got to call the number 646-481-3901. Call in. Mike, you said, when am I having kids? I don't know. I'm scared to have kids, man. I am scared to have kids. Give me 1 second. Let me just text my lady real quick. Leaving after this. Crazy, man. I'm scared of having kids, bro. I am scared as fuck. How many of y'all have kids out there? I'm fucking scared. You know, because I like to go out and have fun and, you know, meet people and travel and spend my money, and I'm just like, a kid, a baby? I don't know. So I should bring out some baby Locarios and educate them on the game. MJMBK, yeah, you say you like your freedom? I like my freedom too, man. I don't know how you people do it with kids. It's like, whoo. And, you know, people have kids, they're like, yo, it's the greatest ever. I love them, and I'm sure you do, but I'm just like, bro, I need to do my thing, man. I'm like, chill. This is why when I fuck girls, dude, I am so careful, bro. Like, let me tell y'all, I'll wear a condom and I'm fucking her and I will pull out with the condom on. So I'm nowhere near a chick when I nut. You understand what I'm saying? I'm nowhere near. I'll be damn near in the next room. Like, I'll be fucking a chick. I'll push myself off that chick and I'm already on the other side of the room before the semen is coming out and shit in the condom. I'm like, I don't want no fucking, you know, I don't want no fucking accidents. It's crazy. I don't want no accidents. Felipe, you say, have I ever messed up with a chick but fixed it? What do you mean by messed up? Like, what are you talking about? It's crazy. But yeah, I'm scared of that getting chicks pregnant. I'm like, no. Man, I had so many times where I smashed a chick and I was just like nervous because I'm like, you know, did something fall through? Did, you know, am I gonna get a call next month? I'm just like, shit. I'm like, you know, thinking of my escape route. I'm like, should I go to, you know, to Africa or Mexico to Mars? I gotta leave. I'm like, shit. I'm like, Jesus Christ. What's going on? Who's calling?
Yo, this is Heating Succeed.
Oh, what's popping, man? What's going on?
Hey, man, I just want to say, let everybody know that the people know that the Bad One membership is legit.
That's what's up.
You know, I thought maybe this guy, you know, he's clowning around. Maybe he's just, you know, trying to sell something. But now I actually listen to it. I could tell that it's very well made stuff.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. I appreciate you soaking up the game, because I'm like, you know, it's a lot of stuff on there too. It's like literally like, it's about like,
yeah, man, I've been listening to like 5 things so far.
Yeah, it's like 40 something joints on there right now. It's like almost 3 days worth of information on there. It's crazy. So what's going on with you?
Wondering or is on the fence, I just want to let them know it's worth it.
Oh, that's what's up, man. That's what I appreciate that. Appreciate that.
Yeah, I wanted to ask you though, as far as with women, you know, my appearance is on point and to where I'm having these women choose, but the problem is my vibes. My vibes are all wrong.
Right.
But as far as my appearance, you know, I'm getting mad smiles. I'm getting just certain attention. But it's just not going down on the next level.
Right. Well, the thing is, you know, a lot of it has to do with you being in the situation. I think I was talking about this before, but what it is, you have to get more practice with communicating with women. Do you understand? Because like when you're doing something, when you're actually there's a difference. Let me take this back. There's a difference between thinking about doing something or analyzing it or wondering about it in your head or thinking about the best way to make it happen versus actually jumping in and doing what you need to do. Because every time you jump in to do what you need to do, that's when you really learn about what you're trying to accomplish. Because let's say, for example, you say, okay, well, my vibe is kind of not that there with these girls or whatever. And then let's say next thing you know, you go out this weekend and you start talking to a girl and she's being very receptive to you. And you guys are having a really good conversation. And then you notice that it's not necessarily your vibe. It was just that certain chicks you were dealing with, weren't really being responsive. And then that was probably the thing that was messing you up in certain cases. But now you see that this girl who's cooperating is talking to you and everything is flowing well. And, you got her number, everything's cool. Then you see that, okay, well, these type of girls are the type of girls who I'm more, who are more receptive to me. But you're never going to know that until you actually put yourself out there and practice and be in the situations, because you need to be in the situation to see or to assess the reality of the situation. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, so, but I've also been taking L's too, because I hear what you're saying.
Right.
And that makes a lot of sense. But I've been taking mad L's because I've had these girls that are very receptive, and then I'm messing it up with whatever I'm doing. Like, my vibe is off, because of the lack of experience, But I'm actually taking a positive out of that, because I say, okay, I messed up, and I try to figure out, all right, what did I do wrong? And I say, all right, I'm not going to do that again.
Right, and is it because do you get nervous, like when you're talking to a girl?
Sometimes, yeah. Especially if they're bad. Honestly, man, if they got if they're thick, man, it's like, oh shit, I just freeze.
And why do you think you're nervous? Like, what makes you feel that way?
I'm just focused. I just I'm focused, and then I'm telling myself that, and then I'm checking out, and I'm like, oh shit, man, I just freeze.
Right. See, and see, that's good that you know that, because now you know what you got to work on. So, what I would say is that you have to figure out what it is that's making you feel that way. Because maybe it's because if you look deeper, maybe it's because you think, well, okay, this girl is so hot that either I want her so bad that I'm scared that I'm gonna mess up the interaction, or she's so hot that I feel like she's not gonna want me. Like it all depends on what is really the issue. You feel what I'm saying? And so you have to understand that first. But then also the thing is that when you're talking to a girl, no matter how hot she is or whatever it is, you have to get yourself in a mind state, in a mind frame of first understanding that women want you. That's one. But also understand that she's just a human being just like you. You understand what I'm saying? So in your mind, on a subconscious level, you have her on a pedestal. You have her on this thing where, there's this block there where you think, well, I can't, or this is not going to go well, or I can't get this going, or something is going to happen that I don't want to happen, or, she's going to reject me, or whatever it is. There's a block there because you have put her on a pedestal in your mind. You're like, oh, she's so bad, and this is why I get nervous. Because the only reason you're nervous, or the only reason you feel a certain way about those situations, is because of how you view that interaction and what that interaction is going to mean to you. So let's say you might be nervous because you say, well, if I talk to her and let's say I run out of stuff to say, I might look like, a loser. I might look whack or whatever in front of her. And I don't want to feel that way. And I don't want to feel that way when I'm talking to hot girls. So the thing is that you have to be able to push through that. And even sometimes at this point, feel those emotions, because you might end up talking to like the next 5 or 10 girls you talk to who are hot. You might get nervous. You understand what I'm saying? But you have to keep going until that nervousness subsides. You understand? And the way that nervousness is going to subside is by you putting yourself in the situations. You see what I mean? Because the actual, right, you got to get in there, because the actual situation is going to basically dictate the reality of whatever it is that you're thinking about or you're worried about.
I can't chill and just be taking notes, very analyzing everything.
Right, you can't just do that.
Just jump in there.
You got to jump in there. It's the same way. Where if I was studying a book on working out and doing cardio and using the treadmill and lifting weights, I could look at that and read that all day. But then once I get on that treadmill, I'm going to see how tired I get in 5 minutes. You feel what I'm saying? And so I'm thinking, oh, well, they say the average person could probably do this or whatever like that. And then I can see if I do less or more than that, when I actually do it. You feel what I'm saying? So you have to actually do it literally for you, not for anybody else in the world. This is all about you. This is why you know, when we talk about, I was talking about earlier, where you have to be extremely selfish with the game, is because when it comes to game, the game is about you. Because what works for me might not necessarily work for you, and what works for you might not necessarily work for me. You feel what I'm saying? So this is why when we talk about game on these videos and everything, we talk about it in a general sense. But the thing is that you have to take it to the next level of what do I do, or what is the thing that I make happen that works for me specifically, that helps me to get what I want. You feel what I'm saying? So, and that's the thing that you need to worry about, because if you're having an issue with something, the same issue that you're having, another person might not have, and then vice versa. The same issue another person might have, you might not be having, because it's a whole different dynamic depending on the person. So this is why you need to really go out there and put the game to work for you. And then then you sort of like, you know, see, okay, well, I notice when I do A, B, C, and D, I'm getting this positive result. I notice when I do this, this, and this, you know, I'm not getting a positive result. So let me do this.
Well, yeah, bro, just on the strength of my appearance and, you know, all that, like, because I really, I watched that video that you made.
Right.
And that audio, and then just on the strength of that, I was getting, like, mad attention, dude.
Right.
Mad smiles. But see, once I get that smile, like, smile nervously, and then I'll bounce. Like, I'll just,
right.
I won't approach her. I won't take the step.
Right. And the thing is this, you know, I would say for you, I would say what you want to do is you take baby steps with it. That's what I tell guys a lot of times. This is what like I have I have a course called the Master Approaching Women in 30 Days or Less. That's on my site, MrLocario.com. Although you could get that for $7. It's only $7. So that basically program, it teaches you how to slowly learn how to talk to women. You feel what I'm saying? So for example, you know, I'll say something like, okay, when you go outside today or tomorrow, whatever, go to 5 women and just say hi, and then just keep walking. Do you understand what I'm saying? Or say what's up, or good morning, or whatever it is. One thing, and just keep walking. Even if she doesn't say anything back to you, even if she, you know, ignores you, whatever, it doesn't matter. It's about you saying the words out of your mouth. You understand? Because it gets you used to talking to women. You understand what I'm saying? Because a lot of the nervousness that you're feeling, or you said that chicks will check you out, but then you'll feel nervous to go and talk to them. A lot of that nervousness, or a lot of that you being scared to do it, is a psychological thing. You understand what I'm saying? It's your condition to feel that way. You feel what I'm saying? Because just like you're talking to me, right? Talking to me is the same way you would talk to a woman generally. You understand? Meaning you're having dialogue. You're going back and forth. You're having an interaction. But the only reason why you might not be necessarily as nervous to talk to me as a woman is because you want something from her. You have a desire there to get something in that situation. Now, there's nothing wrong with wanting to have that desire, but you can't let that desire be the thing that's going to stop you from trying to get, or that nervousness to make it happen doesn't need to be there, because the desire is there. You understand what I'm saying? So the same way where you're talking to me, the only difference will be is that when you're talking to a woman, you're trying to flirt and you're trying to get with her, so you're taking it up a notch. But at the same time, the same principles apply, meaning that I'm saying something, then you say something, and then I say something. You know, we go back and forth. You feel what I'm saying? It's the same shit. It's the same thing. The thing is that what's blinding you is the fact that you think she's hot, and you want this, you want something from her, you want some sex, you want to date her, whatever it is. And so that quote unquote goal of trying to get that is the thing that makes you nervous. You understand? Because there's an old saying where they said that when the archer shoots for a prize, you understand? That means that he has 2 targets. Because now if he's trying to pull the bow back and shoot the target, that's one target, but also the other target is the prize, the trophy. You feel what I'm saying? So now he's nervous when he's shooting because he's worried so much about winning the trophy. You understand what I'm saying?
Right there, man.
So you see what I mean? So if you're so nervous about looking cool in front of the girl, if you're nervous about her rejecting you, if you're nervous about, her seeing you a certain way or thinking about you a certain way, all of that is going to be the thing that's going to make the actual thing you're trying to do, which is talk to her, be harder for you. So you have to be able to, be able to talk to women without having that expectation. You know what I would say to you? I would say if you go out this weekend or whatever, the next time you go out or whatever, and you're talking to women, I would say talk for a while. Try to talk to women without trying to get with them. Meaning, don't try to get her number. Don't try to take her on a date or whatever. Just have a conversation.
I've actually been trying that a little bit, yeah.
Right. You see what I'm saying? Because you want to use it as exercise. Now, if a chick is blatantly trying to give it to you, then yeah, you can take it. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm just saying that for right now, just have the conversation, just have the exercise of, talking to women, saying, hey, what's up? How you doing? Blah, blah, blah. And just having a conversation. Because what it's going to do is that once you eliminate the part about you trying to get their number or trying to get with them, then you've already done the thing that you need to do, which is just talk. You understand what I'm saying? The thing that you're trying to do, you're doing it now. You're doing it with the girl. And so that's pretty much it, right? So you don't necessarily have to get the number. See, the trying to get the number and trying to, basically trying to get with her, that's the thing that's going to make it harder for you to get with her, because now that's where the nervousness comes in, because you're nervous about what's going to happen after. You're nervous about what's going to be the outcome of this conversation. You're nervous about if she's going to say yes or no. You're nervous about what she's going to think about you. Like, you got to get all that out your mind and just talk. You understand? Just talk to her regular and all that shit. You understand?
Hey, man, I remember you said in one of your audios, you said that every man needs to acknowledge his... Actually, I was watching the podcast that you're in, you said that you read The Art of Macking, and then I looked it up, I was checking it out, and then he was talking about how every man needs to acknowledge his strength and weakness.
Right.
So I realized my weakness is my mouthpiece. I don't have that tight mouthpiece where I could just verbally communicate very well, and that's been that's my major weakness. So I'm thinking, how could I get around that? Because the way I got around it was, like I said before, working on my appearance, like stepping out of mad heavies, and obviously.
Well, the thing is,
that's what I was wondering.
Well, the thing is, to work on your mouthpiece is you have to talk to women. This is what I'm saying. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, that's literally the only way to really work on it, because you work on it by being in the situation. You understand what I'm saying? It's like anything else. Like, if a person who was wanted to play guitar and wanted to get good at playing the guitar, they got to play the guitar. You know what I mean? Like, they have to do it. And then the thing is, they're going to mess up a lot. They're going to, do things that are not really beneficial or wrong, they're going to play the wrong notes or whatever it is. That's going to happen, and that's okay. The thing is, you have to be okay with that and understand it's okay, so that you can get better. You understand what I'm saying? Because what happens is that when you're talking or when you're interacting with women or whatever, it becomes habitual only when you've been doing it for a while. It becomes second nature. Like, the funny part, because I'll tell you something with me, right? I've been doing this for basically like 10 years. You feel what I'm saying? So
bad experience.
Yeah. So the thing is, even just like, speaking in public, I've been speaking for like, the past decade. So this is why, like, I could literally, like, as I'm talking to you right now, right? I'm talking and I'm thinking about talking to you, and I'm picking up things, and I'm looking around, and I'm still flowing with my words, because it's easy for me to flow. I'm not even really necessarily thinking about what I'm saying now. I'm just talking, and it's just flowing, because you see what I'm saying? Because I practiced it. So I can literally be like, because sometimes I'll be in a room with my wife or whatever, and she thinks I'm not paying attention, and I can tell her exactly what she said back to me, because I've practice that. You feel what I'm saying? So a lot of it comes with practice, where, and I always use, typing, for example. Like, I can type without looking at the keys, because I practice that. I use this program called Mavis Beacon, where it teaches you where to put your fingers and all the other stuff. So I could literally be talking to you or looking somewhere else, and I could be typing sentences, and it's going to be all there. And that only happens. Right. You know what I'm saying? So that only happens with practice. Literally, the more you practice talking to women, the better you are going to be at talking to women, because this is what's going to happen. You're going to talk to women, and she's going to say something. Like, a woman's going to say something to you, and you're going to be like, shit, I don't know what to say back to that. or I don't know what to follow up with, right? And that's okay for right now because you're learning, right? But as you get better, talking with women and everything.
Because I've done that.
Right.
I've been talking to them, but I get those pauses and stuff.
Right. And the thing is, it's okay to get those pauses because it'll happen here and there, periodically. But the thing is, the more you talk to women, the quicker you're going to become. The quicker your back and forth is going to be. It's like a comedian. If you go to a show with a comedian could joke on somebody this quick in the audience. He didn't plan that, but it's so quick and it'll be funny as hell because he's mastered the art of comedy. You feel what I'm saying? He's mastered the art of being quick. Like, you understand? Like, so he can freestyle that moment and do it. It's the same way with even rappers. Like a rapper will just freestyle because they've been rhyming words so much that it's literally easy for them to sort of just come up with shit on the spot. You understand? Because if you think about it, being able to rhyme words on a beat and flow off the top out of nowhere is actually a very complex thing. But the thing is that if you've been rapping for 10, 15 years, it just comes to you. You feel what I'm saying? Because you've practiced. Same thing happens when you're talking to women.
You gotta practice, man.
You gotta practice. I'm telling you. And don't get discouraged if you're out there and you get nervous.
Man, but you just gotta push through them or what?
Right. And the thing is, it's gonna get a little bit easier. It's like if there was a pool and then the pool was really cold, when you put your foot in the pool and it's like freezing, but then when you jump in, you get used to the temperature. You feel what I'm saying? And so you got to get used to that temperature of actually talking to a lot of to women. I would even tell the dudes
stuff, man.
I'll tell dudes to go to like it's good for that, like go to an improv class. That shit will step your shit up heavy. You know what I'm saying? Like they got those in your town or whatever. Those shits will help you stay on your toes. You feel me? And the thing is that there's always gonna be you're always gonna have to I don't want to say like reinvent. I'm saying you have to sort of like keep it going, meaning you're gonna have to pump yourself up each time. So like let's use the pool example. When you dip your foot in the pool, you're like, okay, this shit is cold, and then you just sort of jump in, and then you're used to the cold now, right? But then if you go to that pool next week, you still got to dip your foot in again, and you're not gonna have that same comfortable feeling as when you were in the pool. So you got to dip your foot again, and then you got to jump in again. You feel what I'm saying? So the same thing happens for the game where you'll talk to a chick this weekend or a few women this weekend, and you're like all up in it. Everything is cool. And then what's going to happen is you might not talk to women for a couple weeks, and then you go back out there, and you got to jump back into that pool. You feel me? You got to put yourself back out there. Man. You feel what I mean?
That's
so,
it
is what it is. But you'll be good. You'll be good. You just got to freaking, go out there and practice and get it popping. You feel me?
Thank you, man.
You feel me? Definitely, man. Definitely, man.
Backboard membership, like I said before, it's dope.
Definitely.
You got a copy, everybody.
Definitely, man. I'm going to holler at you, bro.
All right. Peace out. Take care.
Peace. Later. All right, people. So I got like 15 minutes left because I got to run out of here. I got like so much shit to do. It's crazy, bro. Oh, it's crazy. It's crazy. What's going on out there? Taj Alexander, what's popping, my dude? Y'all go to tajalexander.com. All right, he showed me the website. If you guys want to step up your music stuff, check that out. You said, can you talk about pulling girls at the gym? Well, you gotta, step to them on some indirect shit a lot. Like that works a lot in the gym. Like if you go to the gym and you see the same girl around, you have a conversation with her, strike it up, have, some regular shit. And then the thing is that what's good about that is this: when you get in a situation where you can see a woman for, continuously, like you go to the gym, you see that same girl every week, whatever, you can have a conversation with her and get information about her. So you can see, okay, you can find out if she has a boyfriend, husband, what she do for work, all that other shit. And you don't have to necessarily even blatantly say it like that, but you just have a regular conversation, strike it up, blah, blah, blah. Oh, so, where you work at, blah, 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 this and this and that. And then you get that information and she sort of knows you, she sees you around. And then if everything seems like, okay, she's single, this and this and that. Look, and then you catch her like on her way out or on her way in or whatever it is. Be like, listen, yo, you know, you seem cool. Here's my number. You should get together, get some drinks sometimes, yada, yada, yada. You feel what I'm saying? It's crazy. Shamari, what's popping? What happened on New Year's Eve, man? Call up. Call up real quick. Call up. 646-481-3901. Call up. Strider Chip, you said you're donating blood while watching Mr. Locario. That's how you know you're serious about learning the game. Shout out to you, man. Hilarious. BT Platinum, if you're not a drinker, what are good places to take a chick to a date to set up the mood for sex? Still go to a bar. I'm not a drinker either. I still take chicks to the bar, get me a cranberry juice, and I'm chilling. What's popping? Who's on the line?
What's going on, man? It's Shamari.
What up, man? What's popping? So last week you hit me up about the New Year's and you was gonna have the chicks over. So what's the story? What's the update?
yeah, man. So check it out, right? So you know they smoke or whatever. So I told the one chick who was my friend, I was like, bring some Dutches and we gonna roll up and smoke and vibe out, right?
Right.
So they came over on time and shit.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Didn't flake. So props to them for that, right?
Nice.
Came with the Dutches.
Mm-hmm.
And we rolled up and we smoked, and then I put some food on, put some pizza in the oven.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And we didn't even get like an hour, right?
Right.
After we smoked, my friend, the one chick, she had to go to the bathroom and puke.
Oh damn!
Right? yeah. And then the friend goes to the bathroom with her, and then after like 10 minutes or whatever, they come out. They was like, we gotta go.
Oh, damn.
Yeah, bro. Yeah.
Oh.
So, but the thing is, like, we were vibing and chilling, right?
Mm-hmm.
And my plan was to kind of, how like you got to kiss somebody at midnight or whatever is the ritual, right? So we were heading towards that or whatever. I was like, that's the move right there. And then after that, it's gonna just snowball into a fuck fest.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was like, because they were actually, feeling us. We was vibing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But the thing is, the one chick had been drinking like beforehand, like all day or whatever. So once we got to smoking or whatever, the weed I had was actually pretty solid,
right.
And it kind of induced some vomit. So
damn,
that's what happened. But I was like, before they left, I was like, we're gonna do this again. Don't worry about it. She was like, oh, I'm all embarrassed and da da da. I was like, ain't nobody's tripping. We all been there, and they're kind of younger than us too. They're like 19, 20, and we're like 27.
Right.
So, I was like, we all been there. I swear to you, whatever you just did, like, we did, like, 10 times over. So don't even worry about it. Like, but it's definitely, I was like, oh, man, okay, so you got to, I guess, have them come over earlier so that they won't, you know what I'm saying, be too fucked up when they get down. I don't know.
I mean, hey, That's that shit, man. That alcohol, man, and that
Yeah.
it'll turn the situations crazy. I remember I was in a situation like that with my boy one time, and he was we went back to this chick's house. She was with her friend, and I was messing with the friend, and my boy was messing with the chick, and she was sort of like tipsy at first, but she wasn't drunk because I don't like fucking with chicks when they drunk. But the girl he was messing with, she was like, "Yo, I'll be back. I'm gonna go to the bathroom." And then so me, my boy, and her friend was in the living room. And then we noticed like, yo, she been in the bathroom for like a half hour and shit. And so we go in there. This chick is asleep with her head on the toilet. Like just, I was just like, what the fuck is this?
God.
It's terrible. Terrible, man. I'm like, God damn. Fucking crazy, man. But hey, it is what it is. It happens sometimes. You got to charge them to the game, man.
Hell yeah. But we'll be seeing them again. We'll do the same thing again, and we'll be less fucked up. Everybody will be less fucked up, and we can get it popping. How are we supposed to get it popping?
Right.
But I definitely got to tell all the guys out there, saying because the thing is like the chick who's my friend or whatever. Initially, I came at her or whatever because I seen her on Plenty of Fish or whatever. But the thing is, she used to hook up with another friend of mine. She was like, "Oh, well, I don't feel right, you know what I'm saying, doing anything with you because you was tight with the other guy and shit." I was like, "Okay, well, if you got some cute friends I can meet, you know what I'm saying, that's cool." She was like, "Yeah, I'll see."
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So she gave me somebody's name to look up on Facebook, and I checked out her friend on Facebook, and I was like, "Oh, she's cool. Set us up."
Right.
So
you got the hookup through the social circle.
Hell yeah.
Exactly. That's how you got to do.
You know, yeah. So all the guys, you know what I'm saying, if somebody's rejecting you, but there's a reason that they can't, you know what I'm saying, do anything with you, go for the friends, yo, because they'll hook you up. If they're tight, they'll hook you up.
Right. Nah, it's real talk, man. That's how you got to play the game, bro. That's how you got to play the game, man. But yeah, I appreciate you calling up, man. I was actually, I'm glad you did because I wanted to know what happened with all that. You feel me? So.
yeah, no doubt, man.
Definitely.
No doubt.
All right, man. I'm going to holler at you.
All right, my dog. Take it easy.
All right, peace. All right, people, listen. Oh, damn, we got some new folks in this house. Harris George, Heathen Deluxe, what's going on, man? But I gotta go. Shit, man. I gotta run, man. I wanted to keep going, but I gotta hop in the shower and I gotta go do this and shit, and I'm gonna be out all night. It's crazy. But before I go, I want to make sure you guys go to Bad Boy membership. Make sure you join the membership ASAP because in the next week or two, the price is going to go up on the Bad Boy membership. So if you join when it's the new price, you're going to be on that new price. If you join now, you're going to be on the regular price forever as long as you are a Bad Boy member. Okay, you feel me? And also make sure you guys look out for, I'm having the Bad Boy seminar March 25th, and I'm going to be posting up, video advertisements for that so you guys can get tickets. Come chill with me live in New York City in Times Square. It's going to be off the fucking hook. All right, so that is it, guys. I got to bounce up out of here. I want to thank all you guys for tuning in and hanging out. And I'm going to be here next week at 3 o'clock. Try to start it more on 3 on the dot next week. And we'll make that happen. You feel me? All right, so guys, I'm out of here. And I'll holler at you people later. Remember, the truth is inside you. Peace. I'm gone.